Hey everybody. We're gonna start the meeting now. We're gonna be talking about if statements, and also we'll probably like go a tiny bit slow in the very beginning to let some more people in. All right. So basically, we're gonna keep teaching Python. I think we're gonna have some sort of activity at the end this time. But first, some stuff like this is the schedule. This was copied from our last meeting slide. Basically, next week we don't have a meeting like normal. And then I think December 15th, we're going to have our last meeting. We might do something a bit different, but we'll see. But basically, this is going to be our schedule for the rest of the year. And then if you guys haven't already, you guys should join the Google Classroom. I think most of everyone is already in there, but if you aren't, I think just go to this link in the chat and then make sure you're on your school account. And then also, if you guys got a chance, hopefully you installed VS Code and Python. You can also follow these links. If you haven't installed it, just go to this link here. It's an online Python editor, and you can still follow along via that too. I'm sending a link to the Python compiler in the chat. And then also, if you guys like forgot some stuff or you guys want to catch up on some stuff, this is the Python cheat sheet, right? So we mentioned last time we're going to be updating it with like the stuff we're teaching, and it's basically on our website, and it just contains some like commands and stuff that we've gone over the past meeting. And then now we have something a bit newer. So we want everybody to follow along a bit. So we're going to be using HackerRank. So it's something that I'm probably, some of you guys might not know yet, but it's basically like a programming website with a bunch of challenges. And we've created a custom like contest or thing. Basically, we can post challenges out there and problems, practice problems, and everyone can solve them like individually. So um, you're going to want to follow this link and you're going to want to create an account. So basically, if you follow this link, which I sent in the chat, it should take you to something like this. And then you're going to want to click sign up. So when you sign up, you're going to be signing up for HackerRank, right? So I said it was the website with the practice problems. You could probably just connect with Google. I'm just going to create like a test account just for like demonstration purposes. And then basically sign up, click create an account, and hopefully after that, you'll see something like this. Some of you guys might see something else where like asks you to select your like most select the programming. Some of you guys might see something that like asks you to select like a programming language and to solve a problem. If anyone sees that, can you guys let me know? Otherwise, this is all you need to do. If anyone has any problems with the like HackerRank, just let me know. But for now, you guys don't need to worry about this stuff yet. Just try to sign in and make sure you can get to this page where it says SMS Computer Club. I think everybody's good then because no one's really saying anything that they have issues. So I'm gonna stop sharing and then I think Senkai is gonna take over. Wait, I think you're muted, Zenkai.
Crap. Okay. So, okay, this meeting we're going to talk about Boolean variables and if statements. So, yeah, and after the lesson, excuse me. Okay, after the lesson, we're going to give you guys a little project to work on. So, yeah, Boolean variables are pretty simple. They're the same as every other variable, except that they can only store two values, either true or false. So we can use them in if statements. So if statements, the reason why I need that is because depending on the values of certain variables, we might want to decide to execute one block of code over another. So let's say if we want to test if A is true, then we're going to print A is true, and otherwise, else if B is true, then we're going to print B is true, and otherwise, if none of these cases are true, then we're going to print either is true. So this is like a basic example of how you can use if statements. And to allow for more complex if statements, we can use Boolean expressions, and we're going to demonstrate that in this little example. So imagine you're writing a Python program to check if a door should be open depending on 3 types of security measures. So let's say you have an iris scanner and you have a smart card and you also have a password to the door. And let's say the company that you're working in says that the iris scanner is most secure, so we can let the user pass whenever they pass the iris scanner check. And the smart card and the password are less secure, so we require both to be true in order to open the door. So you'll now make the decision in the open door variable, and you will set it to true whenever the door should be open. So what do you do now? And well, this is easy. Now that we have if statements, so we know that once the iris scanner passes, we can just open the door. So if iris scanner pass, we set open door to true. So else if smart card passed and password check passed, we open the door. Else we don't open the door. The else clause is kind of redundant because it's already false, but I'm just putting here just so that it makes sense. And you now see that instead of having only one Boolean variable in the condition of the if statement, we now have an expression, a Boolean expression. So yeah, so we have the AND operator is a Boolean operator, and it returns true whenever the variables on both sides are true. So so this clause will only this block will only execute whenever both of them are true. And there's another type of expression. There's another type of Boolean operator called OR. So OR returns true whenever either of these are true. So if the smart card passed or the password check passed, it'll open the door. And you can also have more complex expressions that uses parentheses. So okay, let's remove the if analysis. So we can have if open door. Oh, so we can let me restart with that. What the heck am I talking about? So we don't have to use if statements now. Now that we know now that we have complex Boolean expressions, so we can do iris scanner passed and either of those. Wait, sorry. Oh, shoot. So we can do iris scanner passed or both smart card and password check passed. So yeah, this is an example of a more complex Boolean expression that uses parentheses. So in this case, you don't really need the parentheses because by default, AND expressions will get evaluated before OR. So you can just safely you can choose to remove the parentheses, but if you have the parentheses, it'll make the expression clear, if that makes sense. So yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask right now. Um, if if not, I think we're going to transition to the project.
Okay, so I'll be screen sharing for the project. So for the project, all we're gonna do is we're gonna make a simple calculator with the following requirements. So you want to have an input, that's a number 1 to 4 to specify a function, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then you're gonna have two numbers on separate lines to carry out the function on, and then the output you just print what the result is. So an example would be you put 2, so that tells it's going to do subtraction, and then you put in 17, that's the first number, 5, the second number, and the output would be 12. So all of this, you can see all of this on the HackerRank as well. So that's where you should submit your code after you're done. And also, if you forgot some of the stuff from last week, I have like a quick recap. This is everything that we learned last week. So I'll give you about like 15 minutes, and then I'll give some like hints in between as well.
Wait, Lucas, I'm gonna screen share really quickly to show them like how to submit it on the HackerRank, if that's okay. So basically, hopefully you guys can see this, but right. So when you enter the contest, after signing up, and you want to click on the challenge, right? It's called 3 Basic Calculator. Um, and the 3 is only because this is lesson number 3, so that's how we're like titling it. And the title is called Basic Calculator. And then it has all of the requirements. So this is the stuff that Lucas just said, right? The first line is a number between 1 to 4, and there's 2 more numbers, and you have to output the answer of the mathematical function. And so, like for example, sample input of 138 would give 11 because it says operation is addition because the first number is 1. Therefore, we add 3 and 8 to get 11. And then, so that's just some like information part. And then over here, oops, that's where you're supposed to code your answer. I have the answer on here, which is a problem. Uh, okay, but basically, below here, there's a like, there's supposed to, this is where you like start coding, and it should look something like this. And then you want to basically just be able to solve the problem. And then once you finish coding everything, you want to click run code, and run code will test your code against a couple sample test cases. And then if those come out as correct, or like green, it will show as correct. Then you want to click submit code, and it'll check against some more test cases. And once you're done with that, and all of the test cases are correct, then basically that's it.
Okay, I'll just leave this on here so you guys can see. And I also added like a bonus challenge. If you guys finish early, try to print, instead of just printing the number, print the sum, difference, product, or quotient is, and then the whatever answer you got.
Also, if anybody needs help, just let someone know. And also, if you're like done, you can also let us know too. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll give you like a hint. I'll just type like this is called like pseudocode. I'm not actually giving the code, but it's just like what you should do. This will not work, by the way. If you just copy this and put it into HackerRank, you'll get like a lot of errors.
By the way, Python doesn't need semicolons, although you can use one to like concatenate multiple lines together. It's like considered bad practice.
So I can tell some of you guys have already finished. For those of you guys who haven't finished, are you guys like stuck or are you guys still working? If you guys like need help, you can just like let us know. It's totally fine. Or like if you're running into an error or something similar.
By the way, you can check if something is equal to another thing by using the double equal sign.
For anyone who came late and is missing the HackerRank link, that's my bad. But basically, I'm sending it in the chat right now. Um, just follow the link, and then you might have to sign up or like connect with Google, and then you should see there's like one challenge called 3 basic calculator, and then you should be able to follow along.
Okay, so you can see the code that I typed here. This is almost a solution. All you have to do is add some parentheses. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the solution. Um, alright, I gotta fix the indents. Okay, so basically what this code does, you first input an operation. So you put in 1 to 4 here, or I can just show you, I think. So let's say we put in a number like 3. So now, wait, what's wrong here?
I need you to just do it on the
Oh,
HackerRank on the
okay,
website.
yeah,
Yeah.
my bad. But this was basically like the pseudocode that I was typing, but it's just completed. You're taking operation input and then the 2 numbers, and then just prints out the operation. And then just for those of you that tried the bonus challenge, all you have to do is something like this. So you print the sum, and then you could use comma or plus. Just know that comma, it will have a space, and then if you do plus, there won't be a space. Okay, so there's another piece of code that I had. Wait, hold on. Wait, you don't need to have a elif operation equal. Okay, yeah. Um, that's what I was gonna say. So there's still some limitations to this calculator. First of all, it only has 4 functions. It doesn't have like exponents or anything like that. And then there's also a way you could get around it if you uh type in input that's not 1 to 4, like you type in 5, it will still do division. because I had an else statement here. Um, that's it. So it will always print out something. So what you could do instead is you could change like this to an elif statement. That's true. Um, and then this isn't like super conventional, but you could say something like else, and then you just print something like an error code, you know, like the number you entered was not an operation. Okay, so if you're still confused, I'll just break down the code like line by line. So operation equals input. That will take an input from the user, and this determines what operation we're doing. So you put in the number 1 to 4, and it determines whether we're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. Num1 equals in input. We're taking an input from the user again, and this time we're taking the first number that we're going to either add, subtract, multiply, or divide. And then same thing for num2, that's just going to be the second number. And then the if statements here, what they're doing is they're checking what the operation was. So if the operation was 1, that means it is adding. So we just print out, we add the numbers and we just print them. And then if it was 2, then we do subtract. If it was 3, then we multiply. And then you could have done like else here or elif. Both would work. The difference would be that elif, it will only print if it's a 4, but else it will print if it's not any, if it's not 1, 2, or 3. Um, okay, so that's about it for the.
Wait, I think right now we're gonna like take some pictures if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But also before we do that, I just want to say if like you still need help or like you don't understand something, you can like wait a bit after. But I think at this time, can everybody turn on their cameras? And I believe someone from journalism is going to take pictures or something.
What if you put like it says the sum is or the product isn't, and then you put it into the assignment and then it says it's wrong answer.
Oh yeah, that part wasn't on the HackerRank. That part it was just like if you had extra time and you finished the HackerRank part, then you just you could have tried that. Wait, whoever's from journalism, can you just give us like an indication when you're done taking pictures?
Journalism is done taking pictures. So this time we're basically finished our meeting. So if you guys want to leave, that's fine. But if any of you guys like have issues with the HackerRank or like need to sign up or like still have some more questions, you guys stay by for a while and we'll help you guys out. But otherwise, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks on the 15th, I believe.
Bye. Good job, guys. I'm teaching this in my class right now too.
So do you guys have any questions?
I think it is in the meeting. Seems anyone has any question.
Yeah, I think we'll wait till 1:10 exactly. But all right, I think we're gonna end
It
the
is
meeting now.
1:10.
Yeah, so like if you guys do have any more questions, you guys can always email us or something or message us on Google Classroom. But I'm gonna end the meeting now. See you guys in 2 weeks.